Hi guys, Markeisha from Land of Ants here. I am just doing a little review of some products that were sent to me, some ant keeping products, which I'm super excited to have. They're from ByFormica, and that's what this video will be about, so let's get started. So I'm super excited. I finally got this box in the mail, and let's see what we've got in here. So we have this, which is a little liquid feeder. I have my own liquid feeders that I've made. Actually, these ones over here, they're recommended. I have a guide, I'll list it in the description box of where I found out how to make these. And these ones, if you're a part of the community, online community, these ones were made by Crystal. So, yeah. But this one's really, really cool. It's a lot smaller, and let me see if I can take it out. Okay, so it comes apart like this. It comes in two pieces. And this is obviously where you store all the liquid solution that you want to feed your ants. And you pop this on top. And it has these little itty, I don't know if I can show you them, little itty grooves at the bottom where the ants can feed from. So that's cool. I also received this, which is their specialized formulas for ant feeding, and he gave me 3 packages. The first one is the blue formula, and this one's supposed to be like the complete ant solution, and I'm going to just open this. And then the second one is the green 600 package, which is, I guess, like advanced ant supplement. I'm not really sure how this one is different. I'd have to check the site. Yep. And then this one is the green 300, which is the high carb ant diet one. So that should be cool. I also received 3 pipettes from him, and this will be used in making the formula for preparation purposes. So that's really, really, really cool. I'm excited to try those out. I've tried his beta testing versions out, and they seem to be doing pretty well. He had a few kinks in there to work out, and I'm sure he's done that in this batch. But these are the measuring Pepsi scents. It's like the medicinal ones. I just remember using these as a kid and absolutely hating the look of these, because every time that I'd see these, it meant I'd have to take medicine, which sucked. But I'm excited to see these ones. Also, for the big reveal of what he sent me is this test product. It's called the, I don't know if he's sticking with the name, ByFormica Found, I guess, or it's got a tapering chambers, right here, where it's thinner here and thicker here, and it's got little tunnels right there. Big one and the small one. Also, this has got, I guess it's a little bit of foam inside it, just for water absorption and keeping humidity. It's got these grooves along the tunnel edges, so to let in the humidity. Also, some really, really cool features is, I don't know if you can tell what that is, but it looks like there's a cricket or a bug somehow like stuck in there in the actual like formicarium, which is kind of cool. And then obviously the ByFormica logo right there. It comes with the 4 screws, and the bottom has got these little, I guess, grippy things that'll keep it from sliding around too much, which is cool. That's a really cool feature. And this one actually is the glow-in-the-dark one, so I'm not exactly sure how I would demonstrate that to you guys, but it is supposed to glow in the dark, so I'm super excited for that. In the package of that, he included a little bit of coconut fiber, just as some substrate for the tunnels, because he told me that the plastic itself won't absorb any water, so you might get a little bit of a condensation issue like you would in a test tube, which is not that big an issue. All you'd have to do is add a little bit of substrate. Coconut fiber works great. You can use sand as well, but make sure you like get all the nasty stuff out of it by baking it or somehow cleaning it somehow. Actually, personally I like to use wood chips I like to bake those under a very low heat for a while just to make sure it dries out and all the contaminants are out of it. And what else is in this box? So it's got some tubing here. I guess the bigger tubing is for connecting it to other tubes. And a few more extra screws, which is a good touch because, you know, like whenever you try and take things apart, you always end up with one screw less for some reason. Oh. And I think that's it. Now let's see if I can convince one of my colonies to move into this new setup. So I have two Camponotus colonies here, and I was deciding on whether I wanted to move my Camponotus novaebensis, yeah, I can't pronounce this, novaebensis, yeah, that was my try, and my Camponotus pennsylvanicus, which is right here. And I noticed that in the test tube for the Camponotus pennsylvanicus, it was kind of extra super low on water, so that kind of made up my mind for me on which Camponotus colony to move into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart, I'm going to put in some of the coconut fibers, and we'll see if we can get them to move. I'm going to water the top, make sure everything's all nice, and then we'll see if we can get them to move. Okay, we're back, and I put in the coconut fibers, as you can see here. My concern was when I tried to unscrew the thing, I don't know if I'm just super weak or ByFormica is super strong, because these screws are in there pretty good. So instead of just unscrewing it, I just tipped the coconut fibers into the hole here. And as you can see, I've attached the test tube, and I've also watered the watering area right here. He gives you pipettes, obviously, but these things, they obviously don't fit in the hole. And I'm sure you could do it, but I found it kind of messy to try and do it this way. So I have my own needlepoint syringes, and like these, and I just used them to fill the holes. And I tried to fill this end so it was super overflowing, and then tip it to see if any, like, you would have any leakages or anything like that, because you know, water spilling into your actual tunnels is probably not going to be a good idea. But no, it seems to be holding up pretty well. There seems to be no leakages, so that's really impressive in my mind. Is, you know, this thing is kind of dummy proof. You know, if you accidentally overfill it. So that's great. And now we're going to see if we can get our Camponotus colonies to move. And I'm going to demonstrate how I attach my test tubes to other setups to try and move them. And here's my Camponotus colony. They pretty much run out of water on this end, which is good because I find it very hard to move any of my colonies if there's still water in this end. They're just really stubborn and they don't want to move. So that's great that this came just at the right time where I had to move my colonies. Okay, so as you can see, this test tube hole is way too big for this acrylic tubing. What I've seen other people do is they take the cotton and they kind of stuff it in the middle. Since there's not too much, like if there was a bigger gap, I would say that'd be probably the best method to use, but since there's not too much of a gap, I'm not going to worry about that too much. In fact, I could probably slide this all the way over here and it would be fine. Now, what I would suggest doing if you have, say you needed to attach it just at the ends like this or even further out, is use saran wrap. Okay, back again, and I have some saran wrap here that I've just cut into a little strip. The reason why I personally like to use saran wrap better than, say, tape or any other clear adhesive that you can peel away afterwards is that with saran wrap you're not going to leave any residue on any of your test tubes or your piping. But I get what some people might say is that, well, what if the ants dig through it? If there is too big a gap between, say, your test tube and your piping, then that is a possibility, but I'm not too worried about it. I don't think my Camponotuses can get through the gaps to chew through this anyways, so I'm not too concerned. So here I've moved this part all the way to the tip. They have plenty of room to walk into here and move into here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this end up with some black construction paper, I guess, like this. Black construction paper, cover that area up. Okay, so I actually heated them to move them a little bit faster, and that's probably one of the faster methods of getting them to move is to heat them up. My only recommendation is if you guys are doing this to keep a careful watch of them, because some colonies can get pretty stubborn. They'll rather burn to death than move. Also, when you're heating, be careful. And I'm doing this, don't do it like this, but I'm doing this because there really is no water in this end to form any condensation or to flood. But if you have water in your water reservoir, do not heat that side, or if you are heating it, move it a little bit further down so that the area, it doesn't burst the cotton and flood. So right now they're all moving out of this, which I'm super, super happy about, because this is starting to get, I don't know if you can tell, it's starting to get a little bit moldy there, and you know, mold is pretty bad for your colony. So I'm just going to get them to move, and they're doing a pretty good job. The queen actually has already moved into here. Let me see if I can show you. She's over there. So she's pretty happy to move, and when she moves, that pretty much means it's a done deal. Nobody's going to be staying here anymore, and I'm happy to get them moving along. Okay, so now you can see they've moved in pretty well. There's still some guys lingering in the test tube with some larvae. Well, it's not the test tube, just a connective tube. And they'll just take their time and move in. I don't recommend forcing your colony into a new setup too fast, because they'll move when they're ready, for one, and usually if they're not moving, they might have a reason not to move. Maybe the setup is not suitable, or there's something in it that they don't like, maybe some chemicals that they smell that you can't pick up that are making it less desirable to move in. So in some situations, yeah, you have to force move your colonies, say mold growth and like fungus and stuff like that. But for the most part, let your colonies move in at their own time. A lot of ant keeping hobby, a lot of it is just patience. So they look happy enough in their own colony, and I guess that's the end of this video. I will see you guys probably in a few weeks to do an update on how they are doing, maybe some things that I've discovered I like, and some things I might not like so much about this new formicarium setup, this new test tube alternative setup. And maybe do some other reviews of some of the other products that ByFormica has sent to me, and other, I guess, commercial ant keeping supply stores have sent. So, yeah, if you guys have any requests on videos that you want me to do in terms of tutorials, or other ant keeping questions that you would like answered, feel free to comment in the comment box below, and I will do my best to try and answer them. Until then, this is Land of Ants signing out. Bye! Oh, I did kind of want to show you that, yeah, I just turned my lamp off, the one that I was filming with, and you can totally see it does glow. So that's a really, really cool feature in my mind. There are versions of this where you don't get the glow. I think it's for the same price. So if you do opt for the glow, I totally recommend it. It's actually, it's pretty cool, and you can see them at night. The only thing is that if you have substrate, you're going to get the shadows at night too of the substrate, so you won't see the ants moving as well. What ByFormica recommended me to do is, if you want to see them at night through the glow, and that's not a big importance to me, I just kind of got the glow just to see. It was just another feature I wanted to see how well it worked. But if you do get the glow, he suggests using maybe like a quartz sand, something translucent, so that you can see the glow through at night. But otherwise, that's so cool. Yeah, okay, bye guys.